Okay guys, hey, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the Dark Homunculus on the Stripper build. So as you know, the Light and Dark Homunculus came out a while ago as a support type, and there are 3 or 4 nice skill sets in here, one of them being this. Removes all beneficial effects, 100% chance, not irresistible but 100%, and then stuns them for 1 turn with 25% chance. So it's like a despair chance, if you will, although it still has the resistance check on it. Now I'll show you through some of the skills that I've got on her. Obviously you can read these yourselves, but I'll give you a brief summary. So here's the one I didn't pick: 3 chances to absorb enemy attack bar. This one, less chance to absorb, but also a chance to remove a buff. So you've got an extra strip on there. Here you've got 3 chances to elongate a harmful effect. This one, less chances to elongate the harmful effect, but a flat nuke, which I'm going to talk about later. So this monster I use in my AO. I use it with Zyros, Alicia, Aquila and Galleon. That's what my original setup was, although I've now replaced Aquila in it. Previously I had her on the counter phase build with the defense and counter attack buff, but I wanted to replace Aquila, so I did that last night. As you can see, Aquila's strip is also 100%. He's not skilled up, but the Homunculus is element neutral, which is a plus. The stun is a nice extra also. Moreover, if you look at the stats, Homunculus is a lot less squishy. She's got more HP, she's got more defense, less speed, but I run a turn 2 cleave comp, so it doesn't matter. And the attack we're not worried about. Here are her runes. She's on Will right now. I would like to put her on Shield also, but she works just fine as she is. I'm going to show you some. I think there is some arena fights. There was a Sierra comp I saw with a Wusa, which is what I wanted. Here we go. Okay, so the idea is obviously she strips, Galleon, defense breaks, and then your nukers go. It's nice because so far she seems pretty reliable, and the stun is always a nice extra. So the reason I've done it as it is when she goes in, let's say she's on violent, she'll strip everything. Let's say she misses 1, and she strips 3 out of 4. Then you can still use skill 1, let's say she violent proc skill 1 to strip what you missed. With skill 2, this one was interesting because of the flat nuke. I don't run a heavy debuff composition, so elongating harmful effects isn't too important to me. Let's say you ran something debuff heavy like a Chamomile was your nuke, and you had Rika, and you had Lure, you had Mantura, things like that, then elongating harmful effects might be helpful. But it wasn't in this case. I think the S2 with a flat attack nuke is interesting. But again, we're going to go to TOA and look at that afterwards. There you go, hits 2 out of 3. Nothing got stunned. Okay, Galleon. Reasonably tanky. The one downside is that Aquila was wind, and so since I've got water and fire here also, Aquila would tank a lot of the Rakans, Lycas, etc. when I came into those compositions. Having the wind element was nice. It just means you have to be careful. If you come into like a 4-man fire comp, then they're gonna likely hit her, so you need to think about that before you come in. But aside from that, she seems pretty reliable. Obviously it's not irresistible, and even with 100% accuracy she's going to miss some. What am I doing? But she's reliable. So far she seems to me better than Aquila. That's buff heavy, sorry, buff heavy. So we'll try going into this one too. I think you remember as well that homunculuses are there to bridge the gap, or plug the gap, if you will, in whatever progression you're at. So you've got some builds which are there for TOA, like the counter attack 1 counter phase. you've got a better version of Mav in there. This one is obviously helpful for your AO and cleave compositions. Right, so loads of buffs on there. More buffs. Hopefully we can strip all of them. More buffs. Right. Strip. There you go. Full. And proc stun but resisted on better. And then Galleon. Oh wow. This is my second Galleon. My main one is using dungeons. This one is not skilled up yet. There's no point doing that one because everyone's slowed down. This one is not skilled up yet, so the chances for proccing are not fantastic, and also his accuracy is low. It's at 50-60% or so. Yeah, we'll see if we can do one more. See if we can find one more comp that this would be good going into. I'm hoping that we can show the stun. We could probably show the stun in TOA anyway, but see if there's one more. That one could work. I'm just cautious of Molong stripping everything, and this is... we could try this. Again, it's heavy fire, so I'm thinking the attacks will be split between her and Zyros, which isn't ideal, but we'll see how it goes. She's not very tanky. Obviously, she's got an accuracy rune on slot 6. I would like to get that to HP, or possibly defense, but just for now, getting that, getting her to 100% accuracy was more important. Okay. Wow, they are slow. I don't have anything to strip. I thought they would be on will. Okay, let's just see if we can get stuns. Strip Feng Yan, and we got a stun on Feng Yan. There you go. That's how it works. 1 in 4 chance and hit 1 in 4 monsters. There you go. She works quite well. She's been reliable, pretty much reliable for me so far. Obviously, the skill one is nice. If you miss something, you can go for it again afterwards. It's not the highest chance in the world, but it's decent. Now we're going to take you to TOA, and this is what I wanted to show you. So there's a comp. I'm going to do that. So this one is interesting because for every debuff on the opponent, and for every turn that it's there, and for every turn that it's there, it does 2k damage. So this doesn't scale off attack, it doesn't scale off crit damage. Defense break doesn't help it. So let's say you go, my AO goes, and we work some stuff out with Zyros. Then you've got, say, a Feng Yan left over. Obviously, it's loads of defense and it's annoying to hit. But let's say Zyros now puts continuous damage on. If he puts 2 dots on, and 2 dots are there for 3 turns each, that's 6 turns. You'll now hit with this attack, and since you've got 2 debuffs for 3 turns each, that's 6 turns of debuffs. Which means with a 2k multiplier, that is going to hit for 12k. Which is nice going into monsters where you know they're tanky, they've got loads of defense, etc. So what we'll do here is to show you this skill. Right, okay, so it elongates the harmful effect for a chance, and then after that, so let's say you do this, and then you elongate the harmful effect, it will add to the multiplier, which is nice that it's worked out in that order. There you go. So we're going to put this on slow. As you can see, after that, the enemy's HP will be decreased, blah, 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 proportionate to turns. So, if we look at this succubus here, she's got 3 turn glancing, 3 turn slow, and 4 turn defense break. So, altogether 10. So, with the 2k multiplier, we're looking at 20k damage. 6, and then the 20. You see that? So, the 6 is the original attack for what it's worth, and then the 20 is the additional damage, which is flat. So that's nice. Obviously, if you have something like a Pang, that's awesome. If you're going into debuff heavy comps, if you're using debuff heavy comps, like I said, with things like with Lua, with Mantora, with Rika, that kind of thing. That it's a nice extra. Obviously, you're not relying on it, but it's there to be used. But yeah, she's a nice, reliable stripper, and the stun is a nice bonus on her. I'm going to be using her. I'm still going to keep Aquila built because she can't be used on arena defense. Also, for Guild War offense, someone like Aquila is good because if you go in and they have no will on them, you don't need to strip. You can just use Aquila's skill 2 and buff up instead. Obviously, if you have a Tiana, you don't need her. Triton, you might not use her. Also, I know some people use Sohar as a stripper, but Sohar isn't a stripper. She is technically, but she's not a stripper. Sohar is an attacker who strips. Aquila is squishy. Sohar is even squishier. So if you're going, especially in a turn 2 composition, if you're going second, then it's very easy for something to proc. Obviously, Theo, Ritesh, whatever it is. So obviously, if you've got your stripper and you're relying on them to be there and you need your units to work properly and to go in order and stuff, then tankiness is more important, especially if you've still got 2 nukers anyway. That's why I would place her above Aquila or Sohar. But there you go. If you don't have any specific area that you want to fill from other Homunculus builds, go ahead and build her. She's been reliable, she's good. Yeah, short video today. I'll see you next time.